Since the release of the Pelagos watches in 2012, it has fallen under the shadow of the more popular Black Bay watch. People have been yearning for a smaller version of the Pelagos, or at least some variety from the brand. With the release of the Black Bay 58, people have been waiting for the Pelagos to get its own 58 treatment. Finally, the wait is over for the introduction of the Pelagos 39. In this video, we'll dive deep into this new timepiece, discussing what is new, what to know, and everything to consider before purchasing. Based on Kevin O'Leary's perspective, we'll be breaking down the Pelagos 39 watch into categories to give you a complete overview. First, we'll look at a brief history and context of the Pelagos range to understand its place in the market. Then, I'll delve into the updated dimensions of the bracelet and other new features. Next, I'll take a closer look at the caliber inside the watch. Then finally, I'll provide some final points of consideration when deciding whether or not to purchase the Pelagos 39. So let's get started! The Tudor Pelagos, a fully featured professional diving watch, was released in 2012 alongside the 41mm Heritage Black Bay. It offered 500 meters of water resistance, a spring-loaded clasp extension system, a helium escape valve, and a 3-dimensional rehaut, all paired with a 42mm titanium case and powered by the ETA 2824. The Pelagos serves as the modern counterpart to the Black Bay, showcasing a more contemporary design with Tudor's full suite of watchmaking features. Although it has its share of fans, the Pelagos has struggled to compete with the Black Bay, which now includes multiple case sizes, GMT chronographs, and more. In comparison, the Pelagos received some updates, including a manufactured empty caliber in 2015 and a left-hand drive variant the following year, with the latest release in 2021. However, compared to the Black Bay, releases for the Pelagos have been limited and focused on niche markets. With that in mind, let's examine the modifications in the wear and bracelet of the new Pelagos. The new 39mm Tudor Pelagos offers a smaller diameter and thickness, making it more suitable for medium to smaller wrist sizes. It closely resembles the Black Bay 58 and offers a comfortable wearing experience. The new case on this watch is the main change, but there's more to it. This model features a 39mm case, a 200-meter water resistance, and a Sunray-finished ceramic bezel and dial. The dial design is similar, with applied indices, but the Pelagos signature is now red and there's no date window. The 3-dimensional rehaut has been removed, but the lume has been thickly applied to the indices, hands, and bezel. The back of the case showcases the MT5400 caliber, based on the MT5402 and designed for visual aesthetics. This caliber offers bi-directional winding, 70 hours of power reserve, a silicone hairspring, and a free-sprung balance operating at 28,800 vibrations per hour. The MT5400 is even better than the standard COSC range with a regulation of -2 to +4 seconds a day. The Tudor Pelagos 39, a reliable and accurate timekeeper for the modern diver. Do you like it so far? You've reached halfway through the video, and thank you for getting this far. This is Megan, and if you want to know about the downsides of this timepiece, stick around with me till the end. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe while watching. Now, let's look at this watch's potential downsides. The first two are somewhat minor. The first is the 200 meters of water resistance compared to 500 meters on the 42mm option. If you need that extra 300 meters, go for the 42mm. But for most people, 200 meters is more than enough. The second issue I'll address is that some people have expressed concerns about this watch's water resistance. But in my view, this is not a big deal at all. Regarding the Grade 2 and Grade 5 titanium, it's worth noting that titanium has a matte finish that tends to conceal scratches well, giving it a brush-like surface appearance. While some may consider it prone to scratching, It isn't easy to see any marks unless viewed upon close. Regarding the lug width, Tudor has chosen 21mm, a departure from the commonly preferred width of 20mm. Another noteworthy aspect is the T-fit clasp with a diver extension. This results in a clasp that can be pretty lengthy, especially for those with smaller wrist sizes. It's essential to keep this in mind when having the watch adequately sized to ensure a comfortable fit on the wrist. Overall, this is a noteworthy release from Tudor, marking a standout moment in the brand's offerings in 2022. The wearability of the watch has been addressed, and it is pleasantly surprising to have the choice of a 39mm case. It wears like a 39 to 40mm, which is perfect. I expected them to go for a 40mm to distinguish it from the 58 lines. But a 39mm is a great size and alternative to the 42mm. The T-fit clasp, as previously mentioned, is fantastic and has set the standard in this market segment. The MT caliber movement provides the expected 70-hour power reserve, COSC certification, and added resistance to magnetism. This watch's cost is also competitive compared to other Pelagos models and the most viable option for those looking to get it on a bracelet. But what sets this watch apart and makes it stand out is that it's different from the Black Bay. Tudor may not admit it, but relying too heavily on one direction can be risky. Over the past few years and even the last decade, it's been the various Black Bay models that have been successful for the brand. A model like the Pelagos that could potentially draw some market share from the Black Bay 58 buyers and bring them into a different model is good for the brand. The design language of the Pelagos is less inspired than the Black Bay but represents Tudor's effort to reinvent themselves and not just be seen as an alternative to Rolex. The 58 leans into the past, but the Pelagos feels like a modern and contemporary watch, yet still resembles the ethos of the 1970s Marine National Submariners. That's why I'm so happy to see it gaining more love from both the enthusiast community and Tudor. The Pelagos is quickly becoming one of the best luxury dive watches in its price segment, considering its pros and cons. It's lightweight and easy to wear, but offers the refinement expected from a Tudor model at this price range. This is an excellent accomplishment for Tudor and might be their best release for 2022. What do you think of this watch? Do you like it or not? I know it's been available for a while now, so if you're already an owner, please share your thoughts and feedback. It's helpful for those who are considering buying this watch. If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Your support helps us create more content for you. If you're having thoughts on whether the watch market has peaked, check out this next video for an expert's insight.